Sick and tired of your love-hate relationship with wine?
Welcome to the Feel It Alcohol-Free podcast. Hi, I'm Coach Ruby Williams.
And I'm Coach Susan Larkin.
We're two former wine lovers turned alcohol freedom coaches, exposing the lies about alcohol.
And giving you, our listeners, the tools to break free so you can feel lit.
And when you're lit, you'll feel healthier, freer, and more in control of your life.
So relax, kick back, and get ready to feel lit alcohol-free. Welcome. Happy holidays. We are excited to be here. Yes, with you the week before Christmas, if you celebrate. And we have a wonderful question. I mean, there's so many questions like this during the holidays. We hear this so much from our clients. So this is a great question from one of our listeners about the stress of the holiday season. And so I'm just going to read the question, and then Ruby and I are going to answer it like we do with lots of great tips for you. All right. So the question is, boy, the holidays are stressful. Hosting Christmas Eve, buying and wrapping presents. I hate wrapping presents. Traveling. Then to hear at times I forgot stuff from the kids, and the spouses just being constantly stressed. There was so much. And even though I didn't want to drink, I think I will find it hard to fight the habit of pouring the drink or popping open the champagne and just feeling kind of left out in a weird way. I know that's not the truth, but that's the feeling the alcohol puts in your head. Like memories of a lost friend, a poisonous, toxic friend. I guess I still have work to do, but I'm still proud of myself. It's just hard to feel the satisfaction at this very moment. How can I feel less stressed this holiday season? Wow, what a good question. And there's so much in there to unpack. I love how this listener even said, I know that it's alcohol putting these thoughts in my head, that I'll feel left out, etc. So just the awareness there is so great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then I think I'll find it hard to fight the habit. So she's already planting that in her brain that she may find it hard. Yeah. So what do you think, Ruby?
There's so much in what was said, and I just related. I went, oh yeah, stress,
me too.
And then alcohol, being around family after traveling, just everything that was said by this listener, I really, really relate. So there's lots of ways we're actually gonna go, because we've been thinking about this, and just one way to feel satisfaction. I love this phrase: give yourself the gift of being present. I love that it's like a mix, but being present means really just, it's about in the moment, gratitude, being present. So I want to share my story, okay, first, and then you can share a little bit of your story, Susan. It's always fun to share our stories. But so for me, the holidays, so I got divorced and separated when my son was 2. Actually, he was 1. And the first Christmas apart from him, he wasn't even 2 yet. And I hear this a lot. And part of our divorce was he would be with his dad one Christmas and then me the next Christmas and then his dad. So I really experienced this. Well, the listener was saying something about memories of a lost friend, so for me, every other year, Christmas was just me. I would spend it with family, but I wouldn't have my son around. So we're going to talk about lots of ideas, but even when you may be missing someone, this could be maybe someone has passed on or someone's not coming to Christmas, but your Christmas holiday or your holiday, or maybe it's Hanukkah or some other celebration. So this going back and forth and feeling this, I got used to it, but it was really, really hard, Susan, in the beginning. And this probably led to me drinking more, honestly, was experiencing this loss every other holiday, really. So we're going to talk more, but give yourself the gift of being present is kind of where I want to go with this. And what are you grateful for? What, instead of lonely, does the word solitude maybe resonate? And we're going to come up with lots of tips and tools and things, but how can you celebrate solitude and being present and maybe finding connection with yourself. There's so many ways we can go with this. Do you want to share a little bit about your stories or past? Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to sort of touch on the stress aspect of the listener's question because, the whole month, or maybe even starting in November, is just ramping up with more and more things to do, right? On top of our daily life, which is usually already full to begin with. And so what I like to work with clients on is make a list of all the things that you need to do or that you usually do during the holidays, and then categorize them of a list of do, delegate, defer, and delete. Like, are there some things you don't need to do right now or that you don't need to do this holiday season? Like, if you don't like doing Christmas cards, if it's just too much, then don't send a Christmas card this year. But that may be the thing you really want to do because it's super meaningful to you. So then you make sure that you do that, but maybe you delegate or defer or delete something else. So like, for example, I hate wrapping gifts. So my husband is not going to do that either. So I just get gift bags and then I just put things in the gift bag, which is so much easier than wrapping something. But also really make sure, and I had people do this as an exercise last year, make sure in your calendar for the holidays, you actually put something, and I said even use a different pen if you have a paper calendar, or if you're using the Google Calendar, a different color, and make sure that you look at what you love for the holidays. Like if it's a time together with your kids, or you really love the holiday lights, or you really have always wanted to go ice skating, but you just never quite get there because of all the other things you have to do. Make sure each week, at least, maybe even every day, there's something in red or whatever color you want to make it in your calendar that is something you love to do for the holidays. Like if you don't want to make 5 different kinds of cookies, you don't have to make the cookies, make one or don't make them at all. It's like really turning everything on its head. Or if you always make this traditional dish at Christmas, like I think of the 7 fishes, I think of that episode of The Bear. It's like, don't make the 7 or 11 fishes or whatever it is, the 9 fishes, I don't know what it is. But you don't have to do that if it's going to make you crazy. If there's stuff that makes you crazy, you don't have to do it, right?
I love that. That's like really taking all your to-do and you delegate. I want to just repeat it because it's so important. Delegate, defer, delete, or do it. Yeah. I love that, Susan.
Yeah. I have a friend, this is so funny or interesting, that her adult children just didn't make the time to come and trim the tree with her, And so then one year they showed up for Christmas, there was no tree. And she was like, well, I don't want to trim the tree by myself. So if you guys want a tree, then show up and help me trim the tree. And then after that, it's like, okay, they made a point of coming and doing the tree with her, But then I think of my parents, because I was just at my parents' house. My dad's 86. My mom's 80, about to turn 81. And my dad's out there on a ladder putting up the Christmas lights. And I'm thinking, they may even go to my brother's for Christmas. So why are they doing all this work? But they want to do it for themselves. And they put up a tree. I helped my mom trim the tree this year. Oh. And then my dad's like, leave the curtains open so everyone can see our tree from the street. And I'm just like, they still, that brings them joy. Putting up the lights.
So what brings you joy? Yeah.
Yeah. It comes back to what brings you joy, not what do you have to do.
Right. So this is a great segue into what I wanted to do with you all, listeners. It's an intention building exercise, and it's about what do you want more of, and with intention. So what I would love for you to do is think about 5 different feelings or emotions that you want to feel this holiday season. Okay? And then, so, I brainstorm, I look within myself. You can maybe light a candle, find a Christmas song or a holiday song or a favorite song, and take like 5 minutes or the length of the song and really look within yourself. What do you want to feel this holiday season? And I came up with, just for fun, like a few that I wanted. So I came up with like laughter. I came up with calm or peace, a quality time with family, love, and kindness. So I came up with those 5. So we're going to and then you brainstorm, okay? And you can even go on YouTube or Facebook and like even just how can I have, or ask AI, like how can I have more calm or peace or laughter or joy or whatever the word is that you want. So this is just an idea to do 5. You could do 1, you could do more. So here's some fun things that for laughter. Okay, how about a family talent show where everyone just does something, singing, dancing, telling a joke, or a funny costume day, the ugly sweater, or funny hats, right? How about charades? I love games. I'm a game. I love it. But like you could play charades with holiday movies or famous characters, or how about just a family movie night? Like I love Elf. I love Elf. I love Christmas Vacation, and I love the Christmas movies. Okay, you could even do a silly photo booth with funny props, again, like little hats or glasses So for peace and calm, or is there anyone you want to add, or do you want me to keep going, Susan?
No, well, we play games with my family when we get our big family together. And there's a really funny game. I mean, we were dying laughing, called Poetry for Neanderthals.
Oh, I played it.
And it's kind of like Taboo, except you have to only use 1-syllable words to describe the word you're describing to your team. And then to make it even funnier, you do it in like the Neanderthal, like for spoon, it could be me, eat, food, no fork, or something like that. And then people guess spoon. And my brother's hilarious with it. And then my nephew was just even more hilarious. And we were just dying laughing. So just like a silly game where you don't need a lot of brain power, It's not like,
Apples to Apples is really fun with a big group. And then there's, if you want to get kind of dirty, or it's Cards Against Humanity, but those are for adults, you guys, more adult. But yeah, there's all kinds of games. Super fun. I love Taboo as well. So, but then let's talk about now like calm and peace. Say you just want a more calm and peaceful holiday. You could do some sort of gratitude or relaxation with the family. You could take a family walk in nature. I learned from my nephew. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but we took a family walk after Thanksgiving holiday all together. And he's like, did you know on social media or whatever, it's called a fart walk. I thought it was hilarious.
Take it outside.
Take it outside.
Take that outside.
We were just cracking up because he said he'd heard that. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
You could do some sort of mindful coloring, like put coloring books out with pens, and people could just take time, walking over and coloring for a little while. It's so it's like just so good for the brain to just like color in the squares. I don't know. I love it. You could do stargazing on your fart walk. Or let's see. So the next one I had was quality time. And that's when I was talking about like board games or card games, or even having like a puzzle challenge. So you could have a table out with a puzzle that started and people can just keep walking over there. You could have storytelling where you share memories or family stories, or even make up new ones. There's this fun one where somebody starts the story and you say a sentence or two and it goes to the next person and they continue on with the story. That's fun. Or like a crafting, it could be you make a bunch of sugar cookies that are not decorated and the kids could decorate them, with some frosting or candy, or you could have a gingerbread house that's not put all the candy on it yet, like a holiday crafting or baking for love. So if you want to feel more, or do you want to, you want to share one?
Susan?
No, I'm just relating to everything you're saying. We've done gingerbread houses when it's a big group when I've gone back home for Christmas. And I was just thinking you could do the storytelling one on Zoom, because I did this with my improv class.
Oh, good idea.
When we had our improv class, and then all of a sudden it was COVID. So if you are far away from your family members and you're having a Zoom Christmas where you're coming together, which is what we're going to do this year, we did Secret Santa. We used this platform called Elfster, and then we're going to be together on Christmas morning on Zoom. But you could do the funny storytelling on Zoom. You could do the show up with your crazy Christmas hat on Zoom.
Right.
You know, if you're not with all of your loved ones at Christmas. So that was just something. Oh, I also thought of, instead of Cards Against Humanity, which is a little dirty for like all ages, there's another one that's similar to that called Relative Insanity, and it's same principle with the cards, but it's a little cleaner, and it's related to relatives, like so it's kind of a funny thing to do with family. Another idea, but no, I'm just loving all of your ideas, Ruby,
so many games. Yeah. Okay,
writing them all down.
If you want more love,
so
then...
joy. You know, what was your next one? Like feeling peace.
Yeah, it's love was my next one. So if you want to feel more love, you could do like a gratitude jar where maybe everybody writes down a gratitude and then you could share them. So you could do like a gratitude jar with everybody in your family could put in some things they're grateful for, or the people they're grateful for, and then you could share them, you know, on Christmas Eve or on one of your special holiday nights. You could do a compliment circle where each person shares a compliment. I love that one. You could create some sort of personalized gift. You know, something small. Like one year I did a little ornament, handmade ornament that was out of wood for each person. Last year, you know what I did? So my dog is named Bagel, and I made everything bagel seasoning, and I put a picture of Bagel, and I bought the little spice jars, and I gave everybody everything bagel spice, just little jars of it with my dog's picture on it. He was the brand. You can create a memory scrapbook. You could have a big hug session. What about that? Just to share your love and kindness for everyone. I mean, that's what I want when I think of holidays, just love. And then the last one I thought of ideas is kindness. So what if you did a random act of kindness for each person? Like kind of like a Secret Santa. And when you get there for your holiday, you each pick a name, and it has to be secret. And like that you're gonna do your uncle, and it's just some sort of random act of kindness. You could have a family volunteer, like a community volunteer, especially if you're in solitude for the holiday. Reach out to the community. It feels so good to give back. And maybe it's helping families get meals, or just some sort of community sharing and helping and service. You could do thank you notes to each family member. I talked about this with one of my clients recently for the Thanksgiving holiday, and she had her kids made cute little cards, like place cards for each family member, and you know how they're folded, and inside each family member said something that they're thankful for, or it was like a little note in each one.
That's great.
Those are just some ideas.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I want to try all these. So I just want to return back to a couple of things in the listener's question too, though. Even though I didn't want to drink, I think I will find, or I don't want to drink, I think I will find it hard to fight the habit of pouring the drink or popping open the champagne and just feeling kind of left out in a weird way. What I do for that in group settings is I bring my own, and there's sparkling alcohol-free wines in a champagne glass with the same popping of the cork, and I pop it and it's like, woo! And I did this at Thanksgiving, and I brought plenty, which was a good thing because people joined me with the alcohol-free sparkling wine. They wanted to try it. And then my cousin was like, I want to start with this because I don't want to end up drinking too much. And then, she drinks and then she went off and had some wine later. But, I got out the champagne glasses. My mom has these old antique coupe glasses that were my grandmother's, which I've called dibs on. But yeah, and so I had my sparkling. I had the champagne cork pop. I didn't miss the ethanol in my glass. I was not left out at all. I had a glass in my hand, just like everyone else. So, it's not for everyone. We know that some people feel triggered by alcohol-free wine or drinks. Have a signature mocktail for the event. I made alcohol-free sangria and it was pretty much gone. My mother has a beautiful cut glass pitcher, so I put that in there. So I love how she's saying, memories of a lost friend, a poisonous, toxic friend. So just reminding yourself that yes, alcohol was your poisonous, toxic friend that maybe you don't want to invite this year to Christmas, to your celebration. And how can I feel less stress? So we've talked about that, maybe setting an intention to feel peace, to feel joy, and to use some of the exercises we've talked about on our podcast and previous episodes of breathing. So the stress starts to rise. If you're hosting, go into your bedroom, do a feet up the wall, do some deep breathing exercises, do a tapping, use the tools you have to deal with stress on an everyday basis, and use those tools to stay true to what you really want to do. And remember, your mindset is key. So going into the event going, oh, this is going to be really hard, I know I'm going to miss this, is your brain, you are going to miss it. So if you're going into it with what is there for me to enjoy besides alcohol in this holiday, then you're going to be noticing the things to enjoy and bringing those things too, like bringing your alcohol-free options or your mocktail or something that you're really excited to enjoy, or thinking, ooh, I'm really going to dig into dessert or the food this year. Sometimes in the past, I've always been, when I was drinking, way too drunk to enjoy the food, to be honest with you. Me
too. Yeah.
So those are just to address the actual question. And I want to shift a little bit to, like you said, solitary, because this year for me, and I, even before the event, before the podcast, when I was talking to Ruby, she's like, you need to switch your mindset on this. And it's like, yes, true. Because this year, we're home for the holidays. We stay here to be with my mother-in-law. We switch off with my brother and sister-in-law of being here in Connecticut to take care of her. So they were here to take care of her for Thanksgiving. Now we're here for Christmas. My kids, because they came with us for Thanksgiving to California, they are going to their significant others for Christmas. So we are going to be here alone, or just with Betty, who has Alzheimer's. So I'm like, okay, how is this Christmas? It's going to be different. It's going to be quieter. What's my mindset about this? Exactly. I was starting to go down that this is going to suck, and I'm like, okay, I'm being inspired by Ruby. What are some of the things that I want for my Christmas Eve, my Christmas Day?
Yeah, exactly. Intention. How do you want to feel?
Setting my intentions.
Yeah, I really think this could really help guide you for all of our listeners. Just setting this intention of, and maybe it is, if you're stressed normally, to that peace and calm. Really look into that.
Yeah.
And I want to
just read my book.
Yeah.
Even though that seems weird, Christmas morning, we'll do the Zoom thing with my family, and then maybe exchange gifts with my husband, and then we can go out for a nice walk. I can just sit and relax because I've been so busy. And it's there. We have these expectations we put on the holidays, but do we have to have those expectations?
Exactly.
That it's this big family thing. Well, what if it's not a big family thing this year? Then what can it be for me? Maybe I sleep in, maybe
you make hot chocolate.
I make hot chocolate and sit around the twinkle
Christmas movies.
Yeah. I read my book all day.
Oh, it just sounds nice. Spa day. I really want to also say, if you want more tips and tools, we go listen to the Thanksgiving episode, because we really, it's for any holiday or actually any special occasion. You can, we give you so many ideas, and especially yours is number one, like bring your own alcohol-free beverage, so you know what you're going to drink. But then I would love for you to go back and listen to that episode if you want some more help around just getting in the right mindset for a holiday. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to come up. I'm gonna use what you talked about, Ruby, and really set my intention. I love your idea of doing just putting on a Christmas song or just some sort of holiday music and really sitting down and how do I want to feel? And then what are the activities or the actions that help me feel that way? But I also know just waking up in the morning and writing, what do I want to feel that day? I've done this with joy. We've talked about this where all of a sudden I just said, I want to feel joy today. And just by setting that intention, my brain was looking for ways to feel joy. And I just got overwhelmed with joyous feelings for no reason. There wasn't really, we were out for a walk and I'm like, I have to hug a tree because I am just full and I was overflowing and I wanted to like press this energy into this tree, which was kind of weird, but
really can work. I hope you all will do that intention exercise.
Setting
and it's about the feelings. It's like, and then what can you do to feel those feelings? All right. So I'll let you ask me. I think we're at the time.
Yes. What do you feel lit? What do you do, Ruby, to feel lit?
Yes.
Around the holidays seasons or any day.
Well, I want to introduce you all to the concept or the word hygge. It's spelled Hygge. Hygge. I don't know if you've heard of it before. It's Danish-Norwegian concept that embodies coziness. We also had it in Sweden too. I was a Swedish exchange student, and it's about comfort, coziness, contentment. It's like warm, pleasurable. It has to do with, it's all about the holidays. You're spending time with loved ones, comforting foods, maybe beauty in the moment. It's about being focused in the present. Again, the best gift you can give yourself is being present, right? And how do you get present? Like finding joy in the small things is so good. So I wrote down like lighting candles and maybe even scented candles or scents. Like for me, the scent of a live Christmas tree. Even if I get a Christmas tree that's only 2 feet tall, I love that like pine scent. I love the sense of Christmas, right? Or because I celebrate Christmas, but it could be having a good book, like you said, Susan, by fire or candle with a cup of hot cocoa or tea. And it's about creating a cozy atmosphere and then having that mindful relaxation. I love a flame. I love that we also feel lit. Alcohol, because flames to me and fire, like sitting by a campfire or watching a candle flame and then having that scent. Maybe it's a pumpkin spice or like I said, a pine scent, or there's so many different scents. And then actually it can bring up memories, like nostalgic memories too. And you can create new personal rituals too around hygge. So this like scent. Yeah. Would you like to share too, Susan, around candles or
I heard this exercise, a breathing meditation exercise using a candle. So you light the candle, you breathe in, and then you breathe out softly towards the flame, and it just flickers the flame. And then you breathe in, and you breathe out softly and just flicker. I mean, it just seems hypnotic to me to even think about doing that. And I love the scents. I have some essential oils that I run in my little essential oil steam diffuser, that's the word. And I have the Christmas spice, which is a beautiful scent. So the scents, cinnamon,
vanilla, like cookies, like
I
that just reminds me. So every morning when I do my meditation, I light a candle, which is scented. I have one of those little bowls, like the little singing bowl. It's tiny.
Oh,
and I have like a light, a sound, a scent, and then I start my meditation. And so you could do this. You could create a little, I don't know, I have it on a tray. So it's all there. But you could do this at any time, even when you're really stressed. Like say you're stressed, you could light a candle and breathe in some lovely scent. And you could even have a little ding or a bell. You know, I have a lot of bells around Christmas time too. So light up your senses. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have those sounds on Insight Timer too, which is a free app for meditating, and you can pick the ding that you want. And so that's a great tool too. Just go in your room, have a meditation station, let's say, set up for you to have your retreat if you're hosting, which hosting usually brings on more stress than being a guest, right? If you're a guest, plan your escape plan if you need it to protect your alcohol-free lifestyle. And we talked about that in our Thanksgiving episode. But I love this idea of having your meditation station in your room. And if you need to excuse yourself, just say you're going to the ladies' room or whatever, shut the door, go in there and have your station.
Light a candle, have a scent, and have a little sound. And you can even have a flower or something beautiful, you know, and then maybe something that feels good. You could light up all your senses, which we talk about a lot because it's such an important tool when you're stressed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And we have our Facebook group. So because I'm not doing anything this Christmas from what I can tell so far, except setting an intention to not be a big fat downer like I started out when I was talking to Ruby before the episode, I will be available and I'll be checking the Facebook group. So if you need support, please go onto the Facebook group and post something, and I'll be there to support you. And so if you haven't joined our Facebook group yet and you would like to, please do before the holidays, because we are there and we are there to support you. And there's other people, there's like over 200 people in our group joining us in this alcohol-free tribe. Yeah, and we love it. Our Feel Lit tribe.
This was such a great. I'm wishing everyone a happy holiday, and thank you for listening. We just love our listeners, and we've got a few special things under our sleeve that we're going to share in our next couple of podcast episodes. But I hope you'll maybe join us in January for a special challenge. So there's a little hint.
Yay! Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a great holiday. Merry Christmas. And we will see you next week.
Join us for Dry January with Feel Lit 21. Press your reset button and discover how to feel healthier and freer.
What's in it for you? Every day we bring you actionable advice, heartfelt support, a caring community, and the inspiration you need.
The truth is, it's about progress, not perfection. What if your goal is 21 out of 31 days dry in January? There's no failure, only exploring and learning, and this is what you want, right?
Your alcohol-free adventure starts here. Click the link in the show notes to join us.